So we'll throw another question at you guys. Based on information you've collected from being a child to being a teenager that you've collected, how has that shaped your view of dating, both negatively or positive?
Ooh. Y'all mind if I go first on this one?
Go right ahead.
So I'm gonna say, as a young teen, it was all negative, because as most of you gentlemen could probably relate, you get a lot of information, not so much from your parents, you get that from your peers. And so you get that from your peers and then older kids around you. I didn't have an older brother. So a lot of what I gained knowledge-wise in that aspect is, you don't go to your parents with a lot of things because you don't want them to know what you're trying to get into. They put the clamps on that real quick. But I would say it was negative because a lot of the experience of dating revolved really just around, if I can speak candid, opening the door to have sex. Yeah. And I'm talking going back to like 12 years old. You know, you're trying to put your feelers out there because you got dirty deeds on your mind. And so if I had to do it over again, I would have reframed my role models in that essence. Because I had positive images, but I ignored those because the negativity looked like it was just too much fun. So naturally you gravitate toward what you think is fun, but really it's a long, dark path when you really think about it, because at that age, what you take on, in order to change and develop, you have to undo that. And that's such a hard thing to undo negative habits the older you get, because you're just ingrained with this. You date for one reason. You really don't want to commit too much. It's like a gun. You got one in the chamber, but also got a full clip too as backup. So you get that mindset behind you. And again, it takes a long time to undo that, to really set you on a mature course.
Yeah, I agree totally, because like I say, I was so lost, I was so ridiculous, and Elder Fanfrag can attest to that, coming up from Bow Creek. He's just a little bit older than me, but the things that we saw, and like I say, without having a father in the house, pretty much, I did have a father, but like I say, I pretty much watched my older brothers and cousins and so forth, and the images that I saw, I'm not going to say they didn't give me a good model, but that's the one I was looking for, to get out there. We had old sayings like, when it comes to dating, if you can't be with the one you're with, if you can't be with the one you want, love the one you're with, all types of crazy stuff, man. We just trying to get out there, so I had no restraint, no limitations as far as my own personal life. It wasn't because of anything that I wasn't, my parents told me to do the right thing, but still I was young and kind of, just untamed, man. I was just wild, and no restraint. So therefore, as far as dating, hey, it's you today, you tomorrow, and it's like the candy store. You want every type of flavor.
Yeah, I would concur with everyone. I grew up in the church, so I guess I would be considered a church boy, and that's why I tell girls all the time, just because he go to church don't mean that he's church is in him. So and I'm saying that from a standpoint of everything that was around me was all about being a ladies' man. That was like the image that or even the pursuit. And so if you weren't a ladies' man, then that was still your pursuit. Your pursuit was to get some game of some kind in order to excuse my old school vernacular, but pulling females or getting numbers. It was all about getting numbers. So even at youth events, you go to a youth event, it was about the girls is going to be there. You trying to pull numbers, or you may have your your favorite person that was always there. And so that was like the youth events was the hookup points, what I'm saying? Because you didn't go out on quote unquote dates, but youth events was an opportunity for you to see that person, chat them up, get in their face, and that kind of deal. So it was like growing up, and that's why I keep saying home wasn't necessarily a place where I was even getting the structure. It was really me kind of like chilling back and observing how people were doing things. Oh, this must be the right way to do it. Oh, that's definitely the wrong way. I see how that's impacting that person. I was a gleaner. I would just glean from different individuals what I didn't want and what I did want to experience. And in the midst of that, try to be a player, you know what I'm saying? And I put air quotations around that because I didn't want it. I mean, I thought I did, but didn't realize, you know what, that just wasn't me. It didn't fit me for whatever reason. And so, but by doing those different things, it allowed me basically to mold myself into something decent, something that God could really use, because I was a hot mess, And I'm not saying I was trying to help God, but I'm just saying I needed to help myself find my way to God. Let's put it that way. But I'm just saying that, those were some of the negative and positives, that kind of came out of it. Anybody else have anything? I know we kind of went around the horn, but I didn't want to jump to the next question if somebody else had something they wanted to share.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's crazy because, and I've said this before, society really shapes, and this is my opinion, right? So society really shapes how boys that eventually turn into men view dating, right? So you got a handsome kindergarten-year-old boy. Let's just say that, for example, he hears all the time, oh, he's a cutie. I bet you he gets all the little girls in his kindergarten class. Oh, he's going to be dangerous when he gets older. And so like even me growing up in the church, right? I go to church, I hear from church mothers, older women in the church, ooh, I bet the girls love you at school. And so it's like you hear all of these things growing up. And so when you, like me, for example, like, you get to college and it's like, man, they used to always tell me when I was young, I was a charmer. Oh, all the older women at church used to tell me that I was a cutie and all the girls gonna have to watch me. And it's like, all right, yeah, that's my identity. That's who I am. And so it's like we constantly tell our young boys these things that validates getting as many girls as possible. And I think that shapes our views on dating. And I didn't realize it until older. I was like, oh, shoot, I need to start thinking a little different. So.